Well, hello scrappers, Mike here, welcome back to my channel, and once again we have the Mighty Mill out, and we have a variety of connectors from e-waste here that we're going to run through the Mighty Mill and see what sort of a job it does chewing them up and liberating the gold-plated pins they contain within them. Now, you've seen me do this before. I have quite a few videos of this. I'll put a link in the upper right to one of the more popular ones where I was chewing up some e-waste connectors and liberating the gold pins from them. Now, the Mighty Mill actually is a gold ore crusher. That's what it's made for. And you've seen me crushing gold ore in this, which is what it's made for. You've seen me doing that in the past. I'll put another link in the upper right to one of those videos where I've crushed gold ore in it. But I've crushed all kinds of e-waste in this thing. And it works great. Today we have a variety of different connectors here that we're going to try running through the Mighty Mill and see how it does on them. And I'll give you close-up looks at all these because they're going to need a little bit of explanation what some of them are. You may not immediately recognize what some of these connectors are, but we are going to do some RJ45 connectors, which someone in a previous video requested. Now, I don't know whether they requested male or female parts. I got a lot of males, but only a few females. But we'll run both kinds through and see how it does on both types. And then I'll give you a close-up look at this other stuff and explain what it is. So here's the RJ45 type connectors. Close cropped, but they still have plastic tangs and rubber strain reliefs and stuff on them. But of course they all have 8 little gold pins on the inside. So we'll see if we can liberate those. These are the males. Over here, I only unfortunately have about 4 females. But we'll run those two and see if we can liberate the gold pins hiding up inside of them. See that? You see that gold? Alright. And then we got some other stuff down here. And this is courtesy of my friend Ken up in BC, Canada. He sent me these. These are from hard drives. Ken has been a busy boy. He has scrapped out a lot of hard drives, obviously. These are the connectors for the motor drive on hard drives, for the spindle motor. Lot of these. He's got a lot of in fact, there's a whole bag full over here of these hard drive connectors. I've just got a representative sample out here. But yeah, they've all got long gold pins embedded in this plastic. And then over here, these are other hard drive parts. These are the electrical pass-throughs to get electrical signals in and out of the hermetically sealed compartment where the platters spin. And they have gold plating on both sides of them. So you got a lot of them, too. Now, my friend Ken thinks that pyrolysis is the best way to deal with this stuff. He might not be wrong. He might not be wrong. Well, we may visit pyrolysis in the future, but for the moment, I'm going to try mechanical means to see if we can separate the gold pins from the plastic and the rubber. Okay? Okay, so let me move this stuff out of the way, sort of clear the decks for action here. And I guess we'll start with these male RJ45 connectors first. I'm thinking. So let me get some in the Mighty Mill, and I have found in the past that it will generally take a pretty good charge of stuff without bogging down too bad. Well, it's like probably 8. We'll put like close to 10 in there and see what happens. Here we go. The Mighty Mill may have met its match. It's the current limiting on the part of this Ryobi handheld angle grinder I'm driving the Mighty Mill with. If I was using the plug-in grinder, I'm sure I wouldn't be having this much trouble. I imagine it's probably the rubber and the plastic in there that's giving me the problem. There we go. There we go. Okay, that sounded like it finally started pulverizing. I guess I did kind of overload it a little bit. I was a little too confident about what it could do, I guess. Wow, there is a lot of rubber and plastic there. Ooh, it's hot too. A lot of rubber and plastic, and there's a lot of short pieces of copper wire. Yeah, we still got pins embedded in rubber and plastic. They're not really... let me see if I can... I guess that's pretty much it. They're not really coming out all that well. Well, Ken might be right about pyrolysis being the best way to do some of this stuff. Yeah, I see a few free gold pins, but most of them are still embedded inside some of this rubber and plastic. So it's really not doing a very good job on the RJ45 connectors. Whoever was asking, sorry. Let me try running a few through that don't have the big rubber strain reliefs and stuff on them. And tangs. Let's see. There's a few here that don't have a lot of that. You can run a few of them through and see how it does. There's one. Yeah. We'll run those few through and see how that looks. Well, it's having a lot less trouble with them. Huh. Well, yes. This time, we do have a fair number of pins liberated from the plastic. But I wouldn't say it's done an amazing job of it. I see a bunch of pins right here still embedded in plastic too. I'll give you a close-up look at what I'm seeing in these two pans. So here's the first pan I did with the parts that had all the rubber strain reliefs and the plastic on them, and well, there's a few free pins in here. There's some down there. But really, most of the pins are still, like those there, are still stuck inside some pieces of plastic and rubber. So it didn't work too good on those. Now this is the one that I did where it didn't have all that plastic and rubber strain relief and stuff on them. And, well, it's done a much better job of liberating the gold-plated pins, but still, I would not say it's done a great job of it. So I'm thinking, whoever asked, RJ45 connectors maybe not such a good fit for the Mighty Mill. Maybe a different type of mechanical shredder could do a better job. And we got a lot of short pieces of copper wire here from where they come in and go into the gold pins. So everyone's going to have 8 pieces of little pieces of wire in it. So all this stuff would need to be separated for recycling. Not a job I'd want. So I'm thinking these connectors maybe not a good fit for the Mighty Mill. Okay, so the male RJ45 connectors don't work too good. Let's see about these few female ones I have. Let's see how they work. I'll just load all 4 of them that I've got in here. And I think this spongy rubber is what's really killing us on those things. Alright, well, this is interesting. I'll give you a close-up look at this too. Okay, so this is the male connectors. Now what we got here is short pieces of copper wire with a gold-plated piece of spring steel crimped on the end. So this actually did a really good job of liberating all of these spring steel gold-plated pins. I mean, it's going to take a little work to separate them out from the pulverized plastic there, but it looks like it did liberate them all. There doesn't seem to be any still stuck inside the plastic. So the female RJ45 connectors work quite a bit better than the male ones did in the Mighty Mill. Okay, so looks like we're finding the limits of the Mighty Mill, which is good. It's good to know what it can and can't do. It just does a number on some types of e-waste, and other types it just doesn't do so good. Okay, so we've got these hard drive motor connectors or contacts. So let's try some of these in here. See if it will separate those springy steel pins from that plastic support assembly. Well, it doesn't seem to be having any trouble with them. No bogging down, no difficulty at all. Oh yeah. Okay. It got most of them. There's a few here still embedded in some plastic, but it got most of them. I'll give you a quick close-up look at that and we'll run some more through. So there they are. Those are the pins. It's hard to tell in the video that they're gold-plated, but they are. So most of them have been released from the plastic. There's a couple up here that probably need to go back in with the next batch. Maybe run a little while longer. Shake it around a bit more. And see if we can get them all liberated. But that's not too bad. You know, with a sieve, you could probably separate out most of these long, kinky, gold-plated wires from this debris. Okay, let me run some more of these. Okay, let me grab the couple in here that need to be redone and put them back in. And then we'll give it another good charge, because it doesn't seem like the Mighty Mill is bogging down in the least on these. And maybe with more stuff in the chamber bouncing around, the hammers will have a better chance to knock the snot out of them. Coming loose there. Alright, let's see what we got. Oh, that's nice. Yeah. There don't seem to be any stragglers this time. Yeah. Alright, let's do the rest of these. That looks nice. Those pins have all completely separated from the plastic carriers there. Excellent. Run it a little longer, agitate it a little bit, and oh yeah. Let's see if I can get everything out. Very nice. Very nice. I'm liking that. And of course, with a sluice or even a gold pan like this and some water, I could probably pan off most of the plastic too and leave behind the gold-plated wires. But I think a sieve would be a good place to start. I'll give you another close-up look at that. Yep, there's all those gold-plated wires. Look at that. The plating isn't showing up that good on the video, but trust me, they are gold-plated. And they are separated from the plastic. Separation is step one. Then step 2 is concentration. But we've achieved step 1 with the Mighty Mill. Okay, last but not least, let's do these feed-throughs, because each one has a whole lot of little gold-plated pins on it, and a few of them do have some brass inserts, though. Looks like a nutsert, brass nutsert in them. So I'm not sure how these will bog it down, so we'll put about that many in to start with and see how it goes. Alright, here we go. Not bad. That sounded like it handled them without any trouble. Let's see what we got here. Totally and utterly pulverized. Yep. All the little gold-plated pins have been liberated from the plastic. Let me give you a close look at that. There you go. I don't know why the gold isn't showing up on the video, but those wires are gold-plated. There's a lot of them in there. They've been totally liberated from these pass-through carriers. Excellent. Let me run the rest of them through. Well, the Mighty Mill didn't have any trouble with those, so I guess I can just load the rest of what I want to run in here. Oop, there's some gold-plated wire hanging on the lip of the Grizzly. Run the rest of these through and see what we've got. Yeah. Mighty Mill's like, no problemo, dude. Oh, I'll have to clean this thing out really good before I do a gold ore again. Or I might get excited by seeing all the gold-plated stuff coming out of it. Yeah, it's working good. Yep. Pretty well pulverized, that plastic. There are a few bigger chunks in there, but the wires have all been knocked out of it. They're all laying loose in the bottom of the pan. Heck, if I shake the pan, look at that, the plastic comes to the top. So I'm thinking this would be pretty easy to separate using gravity separation methods with water, sluice, or even just panning with the pan here. I could really concentrate those wires. Nice. Now I need to reiterate again that I'm not getting anything out of selling Mighty Mills. Alright? Nobody pays me a dime if you buy one of these. This is just sort of an honest review of how well it works or doesn't work on certain things. And well, it doesn't work worth a darn on these male RJ45 connectors. But everything else we ran through it worked pretty well. It ran the plastic female RJ45 connectors. It worked pretty well on those. It does a real number on these hard drive connectors down here, both the ones for the spindle motor and the pass-throughs for the voice coil and the read-write heads. So yeah, it works really great on those, and it's worked really great on a lot of other types of e-waste I've run through the Mighty Mill in the past few months. So I'll put a link in the description of this video to the eBay seller who sells these. Now he sells them in batches. He makes them and sells them in batches. And when he announces a new batch is available, you got to be Johnny on the spot to put your order in, because they sell out quick. It took me a long time to get mine because they sell out quick, because they are just the most wonderful things since sliced bread, in my humble opinion. Anyway, like I said, I'm not making anything off of it. If you find something that works better than the Mighty Mill, more power to you. Let me know what it is, okay? And if you found this video at all interesting, educational, informative, whatever, give it a like, give it a thumbs up, and subscribe to see my future videos dealing with e-waste, gold recovery, silver recovery, whatnot. And check out my second channel, Electric Geek 64. That's where I take some of this e-waste and I recycle it into new electronics projects. So if you're all into electronics or retro computing, check out my second channel. You might find some interesting stuff there. And thanks again for watching. I will see you in the next video. Bye.